Hey guys, welcome back to Data Products. In this video, what we're going to do is we are going to continue to modify our Shiny app looking at the NIES data. Previously, we kind of condensed it to one page, but now we're going to modify it further to make it a little more intuitive to the user. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to be continuing on with our example 2 data. So we have the injuries, the count top, and then we replaced our output from before. So what we're going to do now to modify this is we're going to go to the UI part, right? So in this UI part, what we're going to do is we're going to change the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to replace it completely, just so you can see the difference. So the first 5 lines I'm going to hash out. Oops. So that is what we're replacing, just so you can see. So what we're going to do is fluid row, and we're going to say column, and remember the columns are divisions of 12, so we're going to say column 8. And then we're going to say select input code, product choices equals set names products prod code products title width equals 100%, and I'm gonna put a comma here. Let's see, let me make sure I'm in the right spot. And then we need a here column 2 select input y axis c rate count, and then we need 3 parentheses, and then this parenthesis, then a column or comma. Okay, so this should be correct. This is what we're adding right here. And then we are going to come down to the bottom and replace another part, right? So the output for age sex down here, I'm going to hash this out. And if you haven't noticed, the stuff that we hashed out in the last video, I just deleted in this iteration. I just keep it there so you can kind of compare if you want to see what has changed between previously and now. So as you can see here, we've made our column bigger, and our select input, we've added choices where we've added a rate and count for choices. So our output now, we want to change, we want to say, let's tab it a little bit, output, age, sex, and we want render plat, so this hasn't changed at all between the two. Oops. And then we want if input for y, which we've labeled our drop-down menu above, if that equals count, then in a summary, ggplot, aesthetic, age, and color equals sex. So this is essentially the same. Geom line, so add a line to our line plot. Oops, put a plus there. And our label is going to be y equals estimated number of injuries. And then, so this is an if-then statement or if-else. So if it's not count, or if it is rate, that's our only other option. Summary, where ggplot is our aesthetic, age, rate, color equals sex, geom line, and since we're for the count, we don't have to remove NA values or missing values because it just doesn't count them. But for a rate, because performing a rate, like an average, right, is a function, you have to remove the NAs or it's not going to calculate it correctly. So we have to do geom line and then add NARM, which is our remove NA values, equals true, or you're going to have a bad time. Labs y equals injuries per 10,000 people. And then we should be good to go with our, let's see, we close that bracket. And then we want to add, after the second bracket, res equals 96. Put a parenthesis in there. And that should be it. All right. I wouldn't hit save as if you want to save your last version. So I'm going to go examples, new folder, I'm going to say example. Oops, let's name them the same. Example. Put an underscore there, didn't I? 3. And then hit save. And then I have to, grab this niece folder. Go to my examples. I have to make sure that my data's in here because I put it in a new spot. And let's hope this works. No typos, no typos. Wow, no typos. Okay, so you might look at this and be like, oh my gosh, this is exactly like the last app. So what we've done is we've converted this, right? And so we have rate and count now. So if you're, is there something weird on here? Trampolines, right? Okay. So trampolines, if we look at count, there's 6,000 injuries of 10-year-olds for trampolines. But if we were to look at, what's a real common injury? Knives. Oh, there's only 6,000. Okay, there's actually less for tableware. Interesting. So if you look at the access here for tableware, right, we have 3,000 injuries. Or if we look at bathtubs and showers, 4,000 injuries on the top of the x-axis, 3,000 injuries. Rugs, 2,500. So, but if we go to rate, then we are looking per 1,000, right? So it's, our rates are more per 10,000, I should say. So our rates are more comparable as opposed to, oh, this is basketball, 150 injuries per 10,000 people. So it's more comparable across as opposed to count, because it also bases, like, if you're doing this with data that is like per country or something like that, it depends on your population size. If you're comparing hospitals, a hospital in Brooklyn, New York might have way more basketball injuries than one in, Poughkeepsie, Illinois, or is Poughkeepsie? No, Poughkeepsie's in Kentucky, isn't it? Poughkeepsie, Illinois. Poughkeepsie, Kentucky, or I'm showing my geographical knowledge here, or Timbuktu, some tiny little Fenville, Michigan. It's a little town near where I grew up. So it's important. So rate and count is a better way to display your data. Interestingly, I don't know why we lose our color when we go to count. I must have, So here's why I look. Cooler equals sex. Color equals sex. All right, let's run that app again. You probably didn't have that typo. Let's see, rate, count. There we go. So now we still have our 2 different colors per sexes here. So we've added something where you can actually manipulate and have kind of 2 different aspects. We can not only save or select what data we want to look at, but we can also change how that data for example, footwear is displayed, right? We can change it to rate versus count. So another quick 10-12 minute video. We're making this nicer and nicer, right? So it's a little more user-friendly, a little more digestible, and you can kind of convey a message. And we're going to slowly do this with different examples to kind of show how what you can do with Shiny and how you can display your data and build your app. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit like, please hit subscribe, please tell a friend. This is free knowledge. And if you are using this stuff, if you're watching on YouTube and you're using this stuff, my students, some of my students that are doing research in labs and things like that at my university are sending me some of the cool stuff that they've built. But if you are somebody that is doing this on YouTube with your own data, drop a link in the description, or send me a message. Show me what you're doing. I'd love to see it. That's pretty cool. Maybe if I get enough people that are, there's a couple thousand different people at least watching these videos. I have like 1,200 subscribers. It's not a huge amount, but there's people there. You're out there. So if you're doing something with your own data, I'd love to see it. And maybe we'll do a video on just what people who are watching, whether you're in my class or just watching on YouTube, how you're showing your data. I'd love to see it. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Let's keep modifying our Shiny apps, and I'll catch you in the next one.